Five, why are we constantly worried about tomorrow? Jobs, relationships, health, money, parents, children, AI, the future. Everything feels uncertain. Yet, we're also one of the most anxious and stressed out generations ever. In today's world, the most underrated life skill is faith. I'm talking about something much more practical, something that has helped me become mentally stronger, emotionally resilient, and surprisingly much happier. We are probably one of the most comfortable generations that has ever lived on this planet. We have smartphones, Wi Fi, we have internet, food delivery apps, all the comforts, better healthcare, better education, even better opportunities. But still, we're also one of the most anxious and stressed out generations ever. Why? Why are we constantly worried about tomorrow? Jobs, relationships, health, money, parents, children, AI, the future. Everything feels uncertain. Yet, in today's world, the most underrated life skill is resilience, the ability to restart when life fails you. When you fail and you can get up, the ability to move on even when life hits hard. And you know what's the most important ingredient to develop resilience? It's belief or faith. Not like blind trust or spiritual faith. I'm talking about something much more practical, something that has helped me become mentally stronger, emotionally resilient, and surprisingly much happier. In the last episode, I shared how hope entered my life when I was 21. That experience was actually a seed of belief, faith. And like every seed, nothing dramatic happened overnight. I still had to work, build my career, face failures, make mistakes, fall in love, get married, become a mother, handle financial struggles, navigate difficult relationships, uh, take career breaks also, leave a home that I have loved, and start over again. Life didn't become easier, but every season of life watered that seed. When something unexpected happens, my first reaction is no longer why is this happening to me? It's I'll find my way through it. I know because I'm not alone. That does not mean I don't feel afraid. I do. I'm human. The difference is fear no longer gets the final word here. I genuinely feel I am not walking alone. And strangely, that feeling has made me much braver. People often ask me, so do you really believe? My answer is yes, but maybe not in the way people imagine, because faith for me is not believing that nothing bad will ever happen. Faith is believing that whatever happens, I will find the strength to face it. Whether that strength comes from God, from meditation, from my own consciousness, or from the people life sends my way. I'm going to share what I have learned as the framework to develop resilience from my own life experience. It's called FAITH, F-A-I-T-H. F for find where your faith already lives. A for accept what is. I for integrate evidence. T for trust the process, not predictions. H for honor your next action. I'm not going to explain each step. The first one, F, which is find where your faith already lives. Now, I think every human being already has faith. Even if you say, I don't believe in God, that's okay. Maybe your faith rests in yourself, or in science, or in humanity, or simply in your ability to rebuild your life. You don't have to force yourself to believe in something you don't. The question is not, do you have faith? The question is, where does your faith live? Because wherever your faith rests, that's where you draw your strength from. Over the years, I have realized resilience doesn't bring when life gets difficult, it becomes much earlier, when what we choose to believe every single day. In psychology, there is a concept called self efficacy, our belief that we can influence outcomes through our own actions. Research shows that people with stronger self efficacy tend to persevere longer through challenges, recover better from setbacks, and are more likely to keep trying when life becomes difficult. Spirituality adds another layer. It reminds us that even when we can't control every outcome, we can always choose our response. And sometimes that simple shift changes everything. And for me, faith became that shift. It did not remove uncertainty, it gave me the courage to move through it. That's why I say faith is like a seed. The seed is already within you. Whether your faith rests in yourself, in God, in universe, or in something greater than you that you already believe, it's already there. Your job is not to plant it, your job is simply to nurture it. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, sit with yourself for just 2 minutes and ask yourself, what am I choosing to trust today? Because whatever you return to day after day, it shapes who you become. The second point in the framework is A, accept what is. Now, this one is difficult because when life hurts, our first instinct is to fight reality. This shouldn't have happened, but it did. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean saying, I'm happy. I'm happy that this happened. It means that this is my reality today. It can't be any other way. But I have the power to change the next moment. Because when we stop arguing with the present, then we free ourselves to shape the future. Acceptance is not the end of action, it's the beginning of effective action. The third step is I, integrating evidence from your own life. Our brains naturally remember painful experiences more vividly than positive ones. Psychologists often call it negativity bias. It helped humans to survive by paying attention to threats, but it can also make us underestimate our own resilience. So instead of asking, why does this always happen to me? Ask, when have I survived something like this before, something so difficult before, like the job that came when I desperately needed one, and people who appeared exactly when I needed guidance, when I pushed through and succeeded, challenges I thought they would break me, but they didn't. These are not memories, they are evidence. I call it my memory bank of evidence. Create one for yourself. Write down 3 moments you thought you wouldn't get through. 3 incidences in life, but you did. 3 times someone supported you unexpectedly. 3 achievements you once thought were impossible for you. And when fear returns, read those pages again. That's how you will remind your brain that you have faced this alone. You have faced this before. You have faced uncertainty and fear before. You got over it and succeeded. And you can do that again. The fourth one is T. Trust the process, not the prediction. The truth is, none of us can predict the future. Not you, not me, not the smartest scientist, or maybe even the greatest spiritual teacher. But we spend so much energy trying to control what we cannot know. Why do you need to know every step when you only need to take the next one step right now? And then the next, and then the next one. That shift reduces mental struggle because your energy stops chasing certainty and starts creating progress. The process. Trust the process. Take one step at a time. The next one, H. Honor your next action. Faith without action becomes wishful thinking, and action without faith often becomes exhaustion. The two work together. Every difficult phase of my life taught me this. I prayed, yes, but I also updated my resume. I applied for jobs. I learned new skills. I asked for help. I started again. Faith didn't replace action, it gave me the courage to keep acting. So, whenever life feels overwhelming, don't ask, how will everything work out? Just ask, what's the next right thing to do that I need to do? And then do it. Looking back, I don't think faith entered my life to make my problems disappear, but to make me stronger than my problems. I lean on my faith every single day. Before I leave you today, I'd like to ask you one question. When life has been at its hardest, what kept you going? Was it a person, a prayer, a purpose, your own determination, or simply the belief that tomorrow could be better than today? I genuinely would love to read your comments because sometimes hope doesn't come from experts, it comes from ordinary people who chose not to give up. And if this conversation gave you even a little more strength, share it with someone who may need that reminder today because sometimes hope travels through people. And in the next episode of Becoming, I'll share the one idea that transformed my life forever, and it can change your life too. It challenged the one belief I had never questioned before. I'll see you there. Until then, you keep growing, keep living, and keep becoming.